All right. It is time for race number 29 of 29 in the NASCAR Winston Cup season. Quick look at the points. It looks like Harry Gant has pretty much wrapped up the championship. He's got a 140-point lead on Bill Elliott. I didn't do the math, but I'm pretty sure as long as Harry Gant doesn't finish last, then he's pretty much he's going to be the champion. I think if he finished last, Bill Elliott might have a shot if he won the race and led the most laps, but I'm pretty sure it'll end like this. I'm in fourth, and from fourth to eighth is about 100. Was it like 116 point difference? So if I were to like have a wreck or DNF or something, I could come out of this race in eighth. I'm thinking that if I can keep the car clean and stuff, then I should probably finish fourth, fifth, maybe sixth. But with a 25-point lead on Allison and then an 86-point lead on Waltrip, that 86 points should be good enough that I could finish like 20th or something and still finish in fifth ahead of him. So that's how the points break down. This race is at Atlanta, of course. This is the OG Atlanta track. 100%, 328 laps. There were 41 cars in this race. I'm doing 97%. Realistic, all boxes checked. All right, weather's clear, 62 right now. That's good. It's usually clear here, which is good because the car can be really slippery on cold tires here. So this track actually was originally made way back in like I want to say '05 maybe, right after PWF came out. And then when PWF came out, the Sandbox program came out and people started making tracks. And I remember this was one of the first tracks that was made, and I remember racing on it way back then. But it always had this issue where the AI would get in a line and just ride right down the center of the straightaway in the front stretch and the back stretch. And then when they would get in the line like that, they would get to the turn and you'd get the accordion effect. It was really hard to race against them because they wouldn't drift out towards the wall like typical. So there wasn't a whole lot of passing, and you would end up with these groups of cars. So a few months ago, I did the reflap program and created a new AI file for it. And now the AI, sometimes they'll run down the middle, but they'll use both lanes on the straightaways now. Makes the racing so much better here. So it should be good, and there should be a lot of side-by-side racing. I actually really prefer to run the outside lane here. I think the outside lane is the fastest. All right, so the default setups that came with this track would bottom out a lot, and they would get really loose. So at first I was trying the default Atlanta Qualify Fast setups, and then eventually I switched to the default Charlotte Qualify Fast setups. So this is the default Charlotte qualifying and default Charlotte fast setup. All right, I'm going to go right to qualifying. Yeah, got that right. Okay. I'm really glad it's clear. On cold tires here, it's like driving on ice in the center of the turn. Just right in the center. It's okay everywhere else. And then once the tires get up to temperature, then it's fine. It's just those first like lap or two.
Okay, here comes your first time lap.
And I'm probably going to qualify pretty poorly here. Thinking 20 something to 30th. there, maybe.
One more lap.
Car feels pretty good in the clear weather.
All right, there's the checkered flag.
18th. All right, that's pretty good. That's better than I've been doing by a few spots. All right, Brett Bodine's going to be right behind me. He'll be pretty fast. I should be even with Schrader, Strickland, Hensley, Rick Mast. My car does get better as the run goes on, so the last like 10 to 15 laps of the run are going to be really important to try and make up some spots and make up some time on the leader before the pit stop. I've practiced a couple full green flag runs, and typically I'd start about 20 something, and then around lap maybe 55 I would be up to about 12th, and then when we would pit on about lap 67, 68, I would hopefully be around 9th or 10th. But then I would pit and I would come out in like 18th. So I don't know, I tend to lose a lot of time pitting here for some reason. I'm going to practice a pit stop just to make sure I'm ready to go and to know where my pit stall is. All right. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. All right, I'm pitting right
Limit
behind
45.
Morgan Shepherd.
Keep it under 3,500 in seconds.
And right in front of Kawicki, which that's going to suck because Kawicki is probably going to get on pit road before me.
Okay, you're
And I'm going to have to pull in around him every single time. See, I think this is part of the issue of why I'm so slow on pit road. The AI tend to come off pit road a lot faster.
Inside. Clear inside. Inside.
And the AI, they don't tend to try and pass low when a car is already in that low lane. So if I'm on the outside, don't really have to worry too much about a car jumping to the bottom and putting me 3 wide on the outside. The AI tend to prefer to just stay in 2 lanes. Which is good because then you don't have to worry about all the 3 wide stuff, but
Clear inside.
it does make it a little scarier when going into the turn and they're all stacked up and you get the accordion effect going a little bit. So you got to watch out for that, but you don't have to watch out about the 3 wide maneuvers as much. All right, I'm going to pit this time. The pit wall comes up in a hurry.
Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds.
All right, that was okay. Just to be sure, I'm going to do that one more time. I was thinking yesterday that I was hitting the brake when going over the patch.
Okay, you're
but
clear.
I don't know. I was stopping a little before the patch that time. Yeah, this is the patch right here. So this track was modeled after spring '97, and I think they had already kind of started construction on reconfiguring it, and so I'm thinking they might have built the tunnel there, or they just put a huge sealer on it or a patch or something, just to keep the track well enough to get through that race.
Still there. Clear inside.
It's that whole section of turn 3 and 4. All right, I'm going to pit this time.
Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds.
All right, that actually felt a lot better. Yeah, right here, I'm going to have to pull in around Alan Kawicki on every pit stop. That's going to be a real pain. All right, I want to check this out here real quick. All right, this was my first entry. Let's see. Okay, so I'm kind of off the gas, but still kind of on it like I would normally be. And then right at the Atlanta 3 sign on the wall, that's where I start hitting the brake. And then I kind of went back gas, and then I went on brake again, or hit the brake again. Yeah, that was a little sloppy. I just wasn't quite sure where I should start really getting on the brakes. Because I was thinking it's right here where this patch starts, or this sealer area. Let's see how I did it this time. Okay, so I just went completely off the throttle and then started hitting the brake as I was coming up to that. I think that'll be okay. And especially at the end of the run, the tires wear out a lot. So at the end of the run, I'll be going a lot slower, getting ready to come on pit road. Yeah, this pit selection sucks. I'm going to have to pull in around Alan Kawicki every pit stop. And maybe even like around Alan Kawicki, but and then Morgan will be right here. I'll have to like parallel park it almost. The other thing, this wall is a little off. So with the markings, it looks like you should be right up on this wall. And you can park right against this wall and it won't say you're too far to the left. Because I think the pit crew wall is like invisible and it's actually back here. Because normally the pit crew would be standing right at the wall. So the wall right there almost like makes it impossible for you to park too far to the left. So if I'm all the way up against that wall, that's okay. I was noticing that while pitting last night too. All right, I think I'm ready to go. Hopefully it's still clear. Nice. Okay. Last race of the season.
Drivers,
Start
to your
19th.
cars.
No, I'm starting 18th. Okay, I'm behind Dick Trickle. Cope's in front of him. Earnhardt's in front of him. Earnhardt's going to be a little slower, so we're going to have to get around him in the beginning. And then Shepard's going to be on my inside, and then Kowicki is going to be behind me on the inside. And Brett Bodine's going to be all over my bumper. Then Ken Schrader, and then Hensley. All right, here we go.
Drivers, start your engines.
It's been a long season. It's only taken me about 7 months to get through all of these. I thought it might take a little longer. But just hoping to have a clean race, get to the end, no DNFs, and then wherever the points shake out, the points shake out. But I'm pretty sure Harry Gann is going to be the champion right whenever the first car falls out of the race. All right, tire temps look okay. Oh, Hensley's already on the apron back there. He may not make the green.
Get ready now. Going green. Pace car's in. Green flag, green flag. Green, green, green. Inside, you're up top, 3 wide. You're up top, 3 wide. Car inside. Still there. Clear.
Richard was a little slow there, so I was able to get by him on the outside. Yeah, the outside line tends to get a pretty good run off the corners. Even the AI when they're in the outside line. So the inside line tends to get a little bogged down coming off. So, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable just hanging out in the outside line. I think that's fine. I'm losing some spots here, but I think that's okay. I started a little higher up than I did in practice. So at the beginning of the run, some of these guys are going to be a little faster, and that's all right.
You're up top, 3 wide, inside.
I don't appreciate those incorrect 3 wide calls. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to, I'll be passing these guys back here in about 20 laps or so.
Clear inside.
And the right front tire will get almost down to red by the time I pit. And the AI don't pit early like they do at the default tracks. They'll wait until like lap 66, 67 before they pit. But I'll be a lot faster those last like 10 laps before pit stops. And I mean, right now, even being in 22nd, I'm only a few seconds behind the leader, so I think this is a fine position to be in right now. Still a long way to go.
Inside. Clear.
this is where I want this outside line here.
Inside. Clear inside. Car inside. Clear.
I think I'm gonna be squeezing myself up against the wall trying to get to the outside of people a lot. Yeah, Hensley never got started, and Alan Kawicki is now a lap down. Not sure what happened to him, but that's good for me. Then I won't have to pull in front of him on pit road if there's a caution. All right, it looks like I'm starting to reel these guys in just a little bit. See, even now I'm in 21st, but I'm only 4.5 seconds back. I think that will stretch out as we start lapping cars and stuff. checking the tire temps, making sure they're not getting yellow. All right, coming up on the first of the lap cars here. I'd prefer to pass them on the outside, but Just gotta watch for when a bunch of cars get in a line on the bottom lane like this behind a slow car. That's when the accordion effect starts happening.
Car outside. You're on the bottom, 3 wide. Car outside. You're on the bottom, 3 wide.
Kent Schrader jumped in the middle there.
Clear. Outside. Still there. Clear. Car outside. Still there. Clear. Inside. Clear.
See, I want this outside. I want the outside, Brett. Sometimes you can get close enough that they'll move over for you and get in the lower lane, but not that time.
Car outside. Clear outside. Outside. Clear outside. Car outside. Clear outside. Outside. Clear outside. Car outside. Still there. Clear outside. Car inside. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear inside.
See, I think it's going through traffic here. It's like just making sure you're in the lane that the lap car is not in. So like I could see that last one, I think, was that Jimmy Means maybe? I didn't look, but he was on the inside and Jeff Bodine was on the outside. So then you jump to the outside because I'm pretty sure Jeff Bodine is going to prevail on the outside lane.
Still there. Still there.
See, and Jeff Bodine gets this huge run coming off the corner. That outside lane, that to me is a lot faster than kind of getting bogged down on the bottom here.
Still there. Clear.
It says I could still go another 24 laps. All right, got a little pick here on Ted.
Still there. Clear outside.
I think I'll go till about lap 70. And the AI will start pitting on about lap 66. How's that tire looking? Yeah, right front, it's getting pretty worn. Give me the outside, Rusty.
Car inside. Clear.
Okay, see Jimmy Spencer's running in the middle of the straightaway there. I don't know why they do that, but a few of them will still do that during the race. Here he'll come up against the wall. Oh, I almost just hit the wall. But on the front stretch, sometimes they still kind of tend to take that low line or drive down the center of the straightaway. Okay, now he takes the outside up against the wall.
Outside. Still there. Clear.
All right, I'm in 12th, and I'm catching these guys ahead of me. Last time I looked, I was in like 20th, and I was about 4.5 seconds behind the leader. Yeah, now I'm about almost 8 seconds. Okay, down to 7.25. If I could stay this close to the leader, yeah, I'm actually gaining on the leader. I think the leader is up there trying to pass some lap cars or something. Yeah, I think the leader is Rudd, and I think he's up in that group up there. But if I'm this close to the leader, I should be able to make this pit stop without losing a lap. See, there's Petty and Marlin driving down the center of the straightaway. See, and when they do that, like Petty being in the center of the straightaway, then Marlin can't pass because he won't get in the third low lane to get under someone who's in the middle of the straightaway. But before I did the reflap thing, they would do that on both straightaways all the way around the track, and they would never pass.
Inside. Still there.
Oh,
Top,
Petty,
wide.
give me the outside.
Inside.
Thank you.
Clear inside.
Spotter giving me a false 3 wide call. All right, we should be coming up on stops here in the next couple of laps. How's that tire look? Okay, it looks okay.
Inside. Clear inside. Car inside. Clear inside. Inside. Clear.
All right, I'm thinking some people may pit this lap. Just kind of give these guys some room.
Looks like we're running low on fuel. If that fuel pressure gauge starts to drop, come on in.
Not yet.
Inside. Clear inside.
Okay, Mark Martin's on pit road.
Inside. Clear.
He's not gonna let me out there. There's Chad Little pitting.
Car inside. The leader's pitting now. Clear.
All right, I'd like to try and get the bonus points here. See, and I mean, those AI, they drop off the banking so far back in turn 3. I would think I would gain a lot of time on them on pit road, but I think they come off pit road a lot faster than me. I'm not really sure. All right, I think.
Almost out of fuel. You're gonna have to come in for a splash.
All right, I think Bill's probably going to pit this time. Yeah, there he goes. Lake speed with new tires. Let him go.
Clear inside.
Looks like Harry Gant's still out, so not going to lead this one. Okay, here comes Mark Martin with new tires.
Inside. Clear inside.
All right, I think I'm just going to pit this time. Okay, here comes Harry Gant.
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500 in second. The leader's pitting now.
All right. Oh, Jimmy, just go, buddy. Get out of the way.
Go, go, go! Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500 in second. Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
All right, I'm not that far behind Gant, so I think I did okay. All right, cold tires. Take it easy these first like 2 laps, especially in the center of the corner. I'll let Morgan go while I'm warming up my tires. That's fine. Just let him go.
Clear.
See, now I'm 26 seconds. Like, I don't know how I lose 19 seconds when I was pretty well matched with Gant. I mean, Gant lost a lot of time too. I guess just those guys who pit first, they get such an advantage on new tires. Mark Martin was one of the first to pit. Yeah, see, he's in first. Whoever pits first gets a huge advantage. But I should have a few lap pressure tires than Mark Martin now, so hopefully that'll keep me in front of him. Come on, Jimmy.
Clear. Car inside. Still there. Clear. Inside. Clear.
There. See how I'm running relative to Mark Martin here. All right, I only lost about a tenth that time. Looks like I'm losing about 1 or 2 tenths a lap. I gained 100 that time.
Inside. Still there. Clear inside.
Oh, someone blew up. Hopefully it's a spot. Ken Schrader. For a second there, I thought that was Harry Gant, but that was Ken Schrader. And that was a spot. I like free positions. All right, I may start getting the leader is coming call here in a little while. I get faster as the run goes on though, so, and with a little fresher tires, I'm hoping that if I can stay in front of him, then I'll be able to stay in front of him till at least the next pit stop. Harry Gant's gained about 3 seconds on me since we got back on the track. But I've gained about 3 seconds on Morgan Shepherd.
still there. You're up top, 3 wide. Inside, you're up top, 3 wide. Car inside.
Damn lap cars. I actually was 3 wide that time. But that's the worst situation when you get 2 lap cars going side by side. I mean, then you either go 3 wide on the outside or have to sit behind them and let them sort it out. And I don't really want to sit behind them and wait for them to sort it out if Mark Martin's coming. Gotta go. Actually, Mark Martin may not be the leader anymore. Let's see. All right, so I haven't lost that much time. I've only lost about a second over the last 10 to 15 laps. Yeah, Davey has caught him and passed him. And then it's a long way back to Ernie Irvin in third. How come these lap cars are always racing each other? Oh, someone else is out. Bill Elliott.
Inside.
All right, if Bill is out, then Harry Gant has definitely won the championship now. All right, looks like I'm actually gaining on the leader just a little bit right now. I bet they're catching these lap cars that I'm passing, and it's holding them up a little bit. So let's say Earnhardt and Schrader are out. And Jimmy Hensley never got started. And Bill Elliott is now 2 laps down. I'm waiting to see if Bill is going to say that he's out. It's just showing 4 laps down. Yep, there he goes. He's out.
Clear outside.
All right, so I'd say they're raising the banner in Harry Gant's pit right now and handing out the hats. All right, I'm still gaining on the leader just by a little bit. And I'm gaining on these spots ahead of me too. Okay, see, you got a line of 4 cars going down the center of the straightaway right there. Yeah, see. But, you know, used to, on the default, they do that on every straightaway, every lap. I mean, it looks like Trickle is holding them up. All right, now Trickle goes up to the wall and Marlin looks low to pass. So they eventually sort it out. Just takes them a lap or two if they're all lined up like that.
inside. Clear inside.
I'm guessing Hamilton is a lap down.
Car inside. Still there.
These guys are getting a little stuck on them.
Car inside. Still there. Still there.
Alright, I'm back in the top 10. Still gaining on the leaders a little bit. Should be coming up on pit stops again in about 15 laps. How's the tire looking? It looks fine. Tire actually looks better on this run than it did on the last run.
Clear outside. Car outside. Clear.
Oh, okay, Ted Musgrave was the spot.
Clear outside.
See, I mean, if I wanted, I could try and pit like next lap, and then I would get out with fresh tires and be able to be one of the cars that makes up a lot of time. But I don't know, I worry more about there being a caution during the pit sequence, and then that would be a disaster. Then I'd be like 3 laps down or something. So I tend to want to stay out, even though I know it's going to cost me.
Outside. Still there. Clear outside. inside. Clear.
And if they start pitting here in the next 3 or 4 laps, and I stay out till like lap 140 or so, then I'm gonna have like maybe 7 or 8 lap pressure tires. See, Ricky rode right here. He just looks all too comfortable just riding right behind Bobby Helen. Like is he gonna try? There he goes. I think this is like non-aggressive AI.
Outside. Clear outside. Inside. Clear inside.
Tire looks okay. Seconds behind the leader. All right, looks like Mark Martin is already pit, or he's on pit road right now. He seems to be the first one pitting.
Clear. Looks like we're running low on fuel. As that fuel pressure gauge starts to drop, come on in. Pitting now. Clear inside.
Looks like Dale Jarrett was pitting.
Car outside. Clear.
All right, and there's Harry Gant in front of me again. So it seems like over the course of the run, for like 50 laps, Harry Gant pulls away from me. And then for the last 20 laps, I start reeling him back in. And then we end up being about even when it's time to pit.
Car's the leader.
That would be Gant. Yeah, okay. I'd like to try and lead a lap here. I'm going to lose a lap under this pit.
You're gonna have to come in for a splash.
I'm going to lose a lap under this pit cycle regardless. So I think I'm going to try and lead a lap here if I can wait out Gant. But he's still going.
Car inside. Clear inside. The yellow flag is out. Let's go. Race back to the line.
That's
There's an
huge.
accident in the pit. Pit road is closed.
All right, I'm going to lead this lap.
Okay, we're under caution. Catch up to the end of the pacing line. Stay behind the pace car. You're in first.
See, that's why I don't like to short pit, just in case. Oh, it looks like someone's out. Who is that, Andy Belmont? All right, this should be my lap to pit. Oh, Cope, don't hit me, buddy.
Pit road is now
Christ,
open.
with the AI,
Keep it
man.
under 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds.
I got a little damage from
The
that.
pace cars on the front stretch.
But I don't think it's a big deal. It'll just be a couple of scratches.
The pace cars in turn one.
I mean, why don't they do that on the outside?
The pace cars in turn two. Go, go, go!
Okay, that was basically
Keep it under
nothing.
45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. The pace cars on the back straight. Okay, you're clear of pit lane. Stay behind the 89 car.
All right, Darrell Waltrip did that to me at Dover. They're trying to get caught up, and so they just go flying by on the inside. And I'm trying to get down to go onto pit road, and Terry Labonte just sideswipes me a little bit. But it's okay. It was hardly any damage. I got it all fixed. It didn't really bother me at Dover, so it shouldn't bother me here. All right, so because I stayed out, I'm in the lead, and we got a bunch of fast cars a lap down. And there's going to be some cars on the tail end here, I think. We'll see how it shakes out. By the way, Bill Elliott did this exact thing in the spring race at Atlanta in '92. He was getting good fuel mileage, so he was staying out after everyone had pit. The caution came out, and he ended up winning the race by almost a lap. Because he had like about six cars on the tail end of the lead lap. And he was the only one like really in the lead, or on the lead lap. And so he just kind of cruised around for the last like 20 laps or something and won by almost a lap. This was a really popular strategy back in the 90s to try and make laps up if you fall a lap down or get a bunch of fast cars down a lap like this.
We're going green next time by. Okay, we're on the lead lap. Stay on the outside line. Stay behind the 33 car on the outside line.
All right, so we got, okay, Belmont, Rick Mast, Hut Strickland, Stan Smith. Looks like maybe Brett Bodine too, and Ricky Rudd all got knocked out in that accident. So we're down to just 31 cars in the race. And really like 6 on the lead lap and 2 on the tail end. All right. I've practiced a lot of starts here, but I haven't practiced any restarts, so this is going to be a little new. Just be careful. These first 2 laps, got to be super careful. Those tires are really cold. So I'll just take it easy for like 2 or 3 laps, get the tires up to temperature, and then it shouldn't be too big of a deal after that. And Lake Speed's on the inside, so hopefully he'll be real slow and I can kind of pull away from all these lap cars behind me. Okay, go on green on 147.
Car inside. Clear inside.
Be really careful here. Don't even think about it, Bodine.
Clear. Car inside.
All right, Bodine's going through by in the middle.
Clear. You're up top.
So is
3
Rusty.
wide, inside.
It's all right, let them go. Just trying to get the tires warmed up. Slow cars on the inside here.
Clear outside. Inside. Still there. Clear inside. Car inside.
All right, Labonte's on the middle. Dawn back in the middle.
You're up top, 3 wide, inside. You're up top, 3 wide, car inside. Still there. Still there. Still there.
It's getting dicey right there.
Still there.
With Marcus in the middle and Means on the outside. And there's Terry Labonte trying to bull rush through the middle. I'm getting a little loose on the bottom. All right, I was at the front of these guys. But then there was one spot where Dave Marcus was on the bottom with somebody, maybe Jimmy Means, and they were looking really slow. So I moved to the outside line because I thought I'd be able to get around them. And I thought Greg Sachs could probably get around him, but obviously he couldn't, and then I just started falling behind. All right, what are we doing here? Driving on the apron for no reason. Jet Bodine is way high in the corner. Looked like Jim Sauter was on pit road.
Outside. Clear. Car inside. Still there. Clear inside. Outside. Clear outside.
I got to remember to look at that wreck on like lap 140.
There are the cross flags. We're halfway home. Outside. Still there. Clear outside.
All right, we're halfway. There's only 6 cars on the lead lap, and I'm 6th. working this high lane around all these guys. They're all getting held up by Bobby Hamilton on the bottom.
Clear inside. Car inside. Clear. Inside.
Want the outside, Derek.
Clear inside.
All right, we went green on 147. So it's been 30 laps since the green flag. I go about 70 laps, so we'll have to pit in 40 laps. That'll be 213. And then only one more pit stop after that. And that should be enough. Just 2 more stops. I haven't noticed any damaged cars. It looks like whoever was in that wreck just got totally knocked out. And no one just got a bunch of damage and is still out here riding around. All right, looks like those two tail end cars lost their laps. I'm in fourth now. And it looks like I might be catching Mark Martin. I don't think Mark Martin pit under the caution. I think he had pit before the caution. And so when the caution came out, he didn't pit again. So his tires are a little older. All right, well, I'm in a really good spot here. We're just past halfway. Just making laps at this point. Waiting for it to come down towards the end. Or at least the next pit stop. Okay, okay.
Clear.
All right, let him go.
Outside. Still there. Clear. Car outside.
Well, that could have been a disaster. I thought I was going to be able to get on the outside of them, but...
Outside. Still there.
But then Marlin got under Hillen and...
Still there. Clear outside.
kind of cut me off up against the wall.
Inside. Still there. Clear.
All right, Gant pit with me under the caution. So me and Gant are on the same lap tires. Dale Jarrett pit before the caution because he was on the tail end.
Outside.
So he's got a little older tires than me.
Clear outside.
I'm not sure about
Yellow
Allison.
flag is out. Let's go. Race back to the line. There's too much debris on the track. Okay, we're under caution. Stay behind the 17 car.
All right, watch out for Kamikaze AI.
Pit road is closed.
All right, well, everyone was getting ready to pit anyway, so we'll all pit under this caution. And I think we've gone far enough. 127 to go. Yeah, we can pit on this caution and then just pit one more time. Looks like some lap cars want to pit with the leaders here.
Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. Pit road is now open. The pace cars on the front stretch. The pace cars in turn 1. The pace cars in turn 2. Go, go, go! Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. The pace cars on the back straight. Okay, you're clear of pit lane. Stay behind the 17 car.
I wonder if someone blew up or something or stopped on the track or if it really was for debris. All right, on that last restart, the AI. Oh, Jimmy Spencer just drove down to the wall, the inside wall. What's he doing? On that last restart, the fast cars behind me on the outside, they were a little more aggressive than I expected, and they were jumping in the middle 3 wide. And I think Mark Martin is going to start right behind me. Okay, Bodine, Martin, and then Wallace. I really don't want to mess with those guys. I'd like to just let them go as soon as I can. And they may insist on going around me. You know what? I'm thinking I should just come down pit road and let them have those spots, because they're going to be way faster than me. And then I won't have to go 3 wide with them to let them go, and they won't be trying to jump under me. I'd rather just give it to them and have a safer restart. And line up. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to come down.
3,500 in seconds. The pace cars on the front stretch. We're going green next time by.
And I'll just line up behind Wallace on the outside. Then I don't have to worry about him jumping in the middle under me. I don't like that. Makes me uncomfortable. And it's completely, like, worthless.
Okay, you're clear of pit lane. Stay behind the 2 car on the outside line.
I mean, they're not going to gain anything, really. I mean, it's just dangerous. And fighting with all these slow cars is going to be bad enough. All right, cold tires. Okay, we got Lake Speed, Jimmy Means, and Bob Schacht here. Hopefully I can get past them pretty quickly, and they'll slow down everyone behind me.
Get ready now. Going green. Pace car's in.
All right, cold tires. Got to be careful. Let's get through the first couple laps.
Green, green, green. Inside.
Rusty Wallace has some damage on his bumper.
Still there. Still there. Clear inside. Inside. Clear. Car inside. Still there.
Come on, let's get it alongside Lake Speed here. Oh, damn it, Lake.
You're up top. 3 wide.
All right, all right.
Car inside. Clear.
If I could have gotten along Lake there, that would have been huge. It's all right, though. I'm good.
Car outside. Still there. Clear.
almost pushed up into Wally there.
Clear inside.
I didn't make note of what lap we went green.
Inside. Clear inside.
I think it was probably like 210, 205 to 210.
Car inside. Still there. Clear. Inside. Still
It's
there.
Derek Cope beside me. He's looking a little racy.
Inside. Clear inside.
Here comes Terry.
Car inside. Clear inside. Clear.
Makes me a little nervous riding behind Ernie Irvin here. Like he's gonna spin off turn 4 and take me out. Who's this white car catching us? Is that? I think that's Ted Musgrave.
Still there. Still there. Clear inside. Inside. Clear. Inside. Clear. Inside. Clear inside.
Oh, a little too high. Musgrave's in the middle. Ay, ay, ay.
Clear.
Musgrave is looking racy. Man, I pretty much had Derek Hope there.
Car inside.
Back behind Ernie. All right, this group is getting a little sketchy here.
Clear inside. Car inside. Still there. Clear inside. Inside. Clear inside.
See, and now Derek Cope's trying to pass Rusty
Clear, car
again.
inside.
And they're just kind of stuck there. And now Ernie's going to get stuck on the outside.
Clear. Car inside.
Nope, he kind of bull rushed his way back to the bottom.
Car inside. Clear. Inside. Still there.
I got a really good run off 4 that time.
Still there.
All right, let's see if I can get around Cope now.
Clear.
Okay. Those guys were getting racy. Rusty's looking a little slow here. I think he was the one who was holding all of us up.
Car inside. Clear. Outside. Clear.
All right, how far am I behind the leader? Okay, 13 seconds, not bad. I would really like to not lose a lap here on this pit stop. If I lose a lap and then a caution comes out, now I got to race Shepard and Labonte and Kyle Petty and Marlin, and I don't want to have to race those guys. I think they're a little faster than me. So I'm thinking of maybe trying to pit a little early. Though if a caution comes out after I pit, that would be a disaster. Okay, someone's blowing up. It's Kyle Petty. All right, don't have to worry about him anymore. That was not a spot though. All right, 25 laps left to fuel. So I'm gonna pit in about 20 laps. How's the tire looking? All right, looks okay. It's the right front you gotta worry about there, but it looks fine. So it looks like I can go another 20 laps. That'll take us to 272. And then that'll be 56 left in the race.
Car inside. Clear. Car inside. Still there. Clear inside.
All right, I know it's about time to pit because I'm catching up to Harry Gant.
Inside. Clear.
How many laps left? 18.
Outside.
All right, I've been pitting about 3 laps before I run out of fuel. So if it says I can go 18 more, then I'll pit in about 15 laps, which will be about 274. The AI should start pitting, I think, on lap 270. Or maybe 269. Right in there.
Inside. Still there. Clear. Inside. Clear inside. Car inside. inside. Car inside. Clear inside. Car inside. Still there. Clear.
All right, 13.5 seconds behind the leader. And I'm pretty sure I already led a lap, so I got 5 bonus points. So I don't need to worry about that.
Car outside. Clear.
All right, Bobby Hillen's on pit road.
Outside. Clear outside. Looks like we're running low on fuel. If that fuel pressure gauge starts to drop, come on in.
I'm 12 seconds behind the leader. I think Mark Martin is the one who usually pits first. Look at this group of cars. Looks like Chad Little and Wally Dallenbach are running side by side and holding people up. They're all stacked up right here. Okay, people are pitting. All right, there's Bodine and Mark Martin pitting.
Leaders pitting now.
And the leader's pitting. All right, so I think I'll be in the lead here.
You're back in the lead.
Yeah, okay. All right, I don't want to lose too much time to those guys who just pit. But I get nervous about there being a caution. So I don't really want to pit just yet. And being on pit road around a bunch of other dudes.
Inside. Clear inside. We're almost out of fuel. You're going to have to come in for a splash. Outside.
All right, I'm going to come in next time.
Clear.
I think I'm gonna try and leapfrog Shepard here, because I think he'll be pitting too. Yeah, there he goes.
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds.
All right, nicely done. I didn't realize he was pitting right in front of me.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go! Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. Okay, you're clear of pit lane. The leader's pitting now.
All right, look at Little. Little, don't be stupid, man. Trying to race me on the apron like an idiot. All right, cold tires. Be really careful. Little loose on the bottom there.
Car inside. Clear.
I'm gonna go to Chad Little's RV after the race and be like, yo, why are you racing me on the apron, bro? Like, come on. Running for a top 5 in points, and he's trying to pass me on the apron. and a top 5 in the race. All right, am I really in 4th right now? Yeah, I am. And I stayed on the lead lap.
Car inside. Clear inside.
Derek, into the outside, bro.
Inside. Still there.
What's Morgan Shepherd doing?
Still there.
Is he trying to go 3 wide?
Still there.
I think Shepherd's trying to get under Derek Cope here. Yep, okay.
Clear inside. Car outside.
I don't think I'm going to be able to pull off this pass on the inside.
Clear. Outside. Still there.
No.
Clear outside.
All right, well, I'm not even racing these dudes, so who cares?
Car inside.
There, I got him that time. All right, I got a lap on Shepherd, so he's not a spot. I don't think, yeah, there's no way I'm catching Jeff Bodine by the end of the race. And I think I can stay in front of Wallace. I gained a lot of time on Harry Gant, but he's now on fresher tires, so, I mean, he could potentially catch me, but I don't think so. I think he's too far back. I mean, if I'm 21 seconds behind the leader, and he's a lap down, so he's about 10 seconds behind me. So I think I'm pretty safe right where I'm at right now. Yeah, we're down to just 40 to go. Just run the last 40 laps and get a top 5. And hopefully stay on the lead lap. All right, let's see if Rusty's catching me at all. No, I just pulled away from him by a little bit. He might be racing someone though. actually catching Jeff Bodine by quite a bit. I don't know if he's in traffic or what. He might be in that, maybe like 2 groups ahead of me. Yeah, I'm catching him by like half a second a lap right now. Go, Dick.
Car outside. Still there. Clear.
Can I use him as a pick?
Car inside.
Oh, man, I don't know. Horton's pretty good there in the corner.
Still there.
There we go.
Still there. Clear inside.
Well, I don't know what's going on with Jeff Bodine, but he's just not running like he was in this run. I mean, I've gained almost like 6 seconds off of him. And, you know, Morgan Shepherd, I've been even with him this whole run, so Morgan's catching him too. I think there's something wrong with him, or maybe he got damaged while pitting or something. I don't know. But he's right up there in front of Wally Dallenbach, so like he's not getting held up by traffic. And I'm still gaining on him. Way behind Davey. You know, I wasn't paying attention to the points, but I think Davey was right behind me by like 30 points. I mean, I think if I finish 4th or 3rd, then I'll still be in front of him. But he's going to win the race, it looks like, and he's led the most laps. All right, well, that was for 3rd.
Clear.
Went in a little deep.
Inside.
Wally's trying to come back on the inside.
Clear inside. Car inside. Still there. Clear inside.
Yeah, man, even Wally is way faster than Bodine right now. I don't know what happened to him. All right, 15 to go. Coming down to it. I'm in 3rd. There's definitely no way I'm going to catch Mark Martin. And Rusty has not really made a move to catch up to me. And Bodine is running slow, so I think I'm pretty much locked in 3rd here. Wally's faster than Morgan Shepherd. Well, it looks like Mark Martin passed Davey Allison for the lead. Yeah, and Mark might be pulling away from him. Wally got way off the gas there.
Clear.
You know, one good thing about this game, you don't have to put up with that nasty glare that they would get at Atlanta in this race. When they'd go into the turn and you couldn't see anything until they got back in the shade. Man, that was horrible.
Inside. Clear inside. Inside. Clear inside. Car inside. Still there. Clear. Outside. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside. Outside.
Just let me go, Bobby.
Clear outside.
Thank you. 5 to go. Wow, I've already put 8 seconds on Jeff Bodine.
Just 5 more to go.
It's almost like he only got 2 tires or something on the last pit stop. Like he almost got 2 tires, or maybe he like lost a cylinder or something, but he was running fast on the straightaway. I mean, well, running his speed. I don't know what happened to him in this run. I guess back in the day they'd say he just got a bad set of tires.
Outside. Still there. Clear.
Is this 2 to go?
Inside. Clear. Car inside. Still there. Clear inside.
White flag. Last
White
lap
flag.
of the
One more
season.
lap to go.
Don't wreck now. That's it. Third place.
There's
That's
the
pretty
flag.
good.
It's over.
That's way better than I thought I would do here. I got
Great
really
job,
lucky
buddy.
with that caution on those green flag pit stops.
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500 in second. The race is over. Come on in.
Thanks, spotter. All right. Okay, export 29 Atlanta. Save 29 Atlanta. All right, so Allison wins it. Mark Martin second. Okay, so Allison got back by him at the end there. I got third. Something was going on with Jeff Bodine. He was way slow on that last run. Harry Gant made up his lap at the very end and almost caught Bodine. Gant got past Rusty Wallace. Those 6 on the lead lap. And then Marlin, Waltrip, Musgrave, Shepard, Labonte, Hamilton, Irvin, Jarrett, Kulwicki 15th. Something happened to Kulwicki at the very beginning of the race and he lost a lap. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he came back and got 15th. Richard Petty in his last race, 16th. That's pretty good. Michael Waltrip, Cope, Trickle, Marcus, Dallenbach, Little, Sachs, Means, Hillen, Lake Speed, Horton, and Bob Schacht. And they were 9 laps down, those guys. Yeah, I saw Kyle Petty go out, Spencer Sauter, and then a bunch of these guys went out in that accident on around lap 140. Oh, and Bill Elliott went out, so that pretty much ended the championship when he went out at the beginning of the race, or towards the beginning. All right, I want to see that wreck on 140. It was right about 140. Let's see, is the caution? I don't think the caution's come out yet. Nope. Let's see. Oh yeah, people were pitting. Yeah, this is where I got super lucky. by staying out and getting the caution without pitting. When I hadn't pit yet. And so then a bunch of fast cars that had already pit went a lap down. And I was one of the only cars on the lead lap from then on. Okay, yeah, someone was at the bottom of the track as I was going by. Belmont. Let's see what happened here. Oh, it looks like Rudd's just going to go in and nail somebody. Who's that? Rick Mast and Greg Sachs? They're racing off pit road. Yeah, Chad Little tried to pull that on me. Alright, so they're side by side coming off pit road. And the guy on the inside just kind of tries to bull rush his way. And then, oh man, that's a bad accident. That would have been horrible. You know what? That almost reminds me of Alex Zanardi's crash. Because he was kind of coming off pit road and spun up into the path of oncoming cars, and then someone just nailed him. That's what happened here. Sachs just spins him right into Stan Smith. And then Hut Strickland gets in there and hits Stan Smith, and then Rudd right there. Yeah, what a mess. Yeah, you know, I don't know why they race each other off pit road like that. That's pretty dumb. Boom, Rudd nails Stan Smith right there too. Yeah, that knocked out like 5 or 6 cars. Let's see that one more time. Thankfully, I was nowhere near it. That would have been really disappointing to get taken out like that. And it looks like these guys all got by. Yeah. That was, so there was that wreck, and then there was one other caution for debris, like 60 laps after this, and those were the only 2 cautions. The rest of the way it was green flag. I thought the AI, oh, and Terry Labonte hit me here like an idiot. Okay, yeah, see why? I don't know what's going on with these AI when they're doing this. They're trying to get caught up, and they just don't pay attention. See, Derek Cope's coming off pit road, so he hit the start-finish line like way before me or something. Anyway, he's coming off, and he's trying to get around. And I'm in the middle of the track, and I could see him just right there. I'm like, oh crap, he's going to nail me. And so then I pull out of the way just in time. Was he even slowing down? No, he was going to run right into me. That would have been really disappointing. Thankfully, I pulled out of the way just barely. That would have been a mess. And then right here, I'm like, okay, I need to get down so that I can pit. And Terry Labonte's flying up through here and just hits me right there, just barely. Let's see that. Right there, yeah. Just gives me those little scratches on the side, just like Waltrip did to me at Dover in the fall race at Dover. But I imagine my pit crew got that completely fixed. Yeah, it looks perfect. So that was nothing. Pretty lucky though, it could have been a lot worse. But it didn't really affect the car at all, and then I got it fixed, and the car looks perfect, so it was not a big deal. All right, I exported. Yes, I did. I saved it. Yes. Okay. Done. Davey Allison wins it. All right, let's bring up the points here. Oh yeah, I didn't put this in here yet. Today was Halloween. 10/31/2025. And this was Atlanta, race 29. Yeah, that looks good. And then let's get the export out. Put that. Nope, that's points. I'm going to do race results. Yeah. Put that in there. Nope, that's old points. Just close that. All right, Atlanta results, import. Yep, that's the right file. Atlanta, open. How many laps did I lead? I led 5 laps. And yeah, we had 2 cautions for 8 laps. Save. Close. Now export. And pick the file. 92 points. Right. All right, let's see how it worked out here. I finish 4th. Oh, 10 points ahead of Davey Allison. Got him by 10 points. Because he won the race, and I'm pretty sure he led the most laps. But running in 3rd. You know, so if I hadn't gotten by Jeff Bodine, no, if I hadn't gotten by Jeff Bodine, I still would have beat him by 5 points. All right, so I finished 4th. Harry Gant wins the championship by 220 points. Yeah, Bill Elliott falling out of the race, that cost him 2nd place. So it was Gant, Martin, Elliott, then me, Allison, Waltrip, Rudd, Petty, Labani, Marlin, Kulwicki in 11th. He had 11 DNFs on the season. Dale Earnhardt in 12th. Jeff Bodine, Morgan Shepherd, Ernie Irvin in 15th. Ted Musgrave, Brett Bodine, Rusty Wallace way back in 18th. He had 1 win. That was the Daytona 500. Ken Schrader, Derek Cope, Dale Jarrett in 21st. Wally Dawnback. Richard Petty in his last season finishes in 23rd. He had, what is that, 2 top 10s and 6 DNFs. And it looks, it looks like he led 38 laps over the course of the season. I'm kind of curious when he led those laps. Strickland, Waltrip led 1 lap. Or no, he led 91 laps, which was 1% of the total laps. Mass, Trickle, Hensley. Okay, Hensley was the first guy to miss a race. He finished in 29th. And Marcus started every race and finished in 30th. And on down the line from there. James Hilton was only in 7 races. All right, so man, I'm pretty happy with this. I finished 4th. I got 4 wins, 11 top 5s, 15 top 10s, 0 DNFs. I think that's what I'm most happy about right there. I was running at the end of every single race. And yeah, there was 9,720 laps total. So 9,720, that would be 56. I ended the season 56 laps down, basically. Or there were only 56 laps I didn't complete, which ended up being around 99%. And Harry Gant completed 9,615. He was 2nd. So I completed the most laps and got 0 DNFs. And I led 505 laps. And I was looking at this, so I was thinking, I did not expect that I would go this whole season without a DNF. I figured there would be at least 1 or 2 player breakdowns, and then probably maybe 2 crashes that just completely knocked me out of the race. Though I was totally prepared to just putt it around like I did in the Daytona 500, even though that race was a total disaster. Um, but I did, if I had gotten, so I calculated all the DNFs from the top 10. The average was 3 DNFs, which after this race it might have gotten up to 4. But so if 3 DNFs, that would be, you lose about 100 points per DNF about. So if I had 3 DNFs, then I would have gotten 3,640 points. That would have put me in 10th. And that's really where I was expecting to finish in this season. I figured that I would finish somewhere in 10th through 15th, and if I did really well, then maybe I would sneak into a top 10. But not having any DNFs, that's what put me up in 4th. And same thing with Gant. I mean, he only had 1 DNF, and that's why he won the championship. All these other guys, like Mark Martin had 3, Bill Elliott had 5, even though he won 6 races. Davey Allison had 4 DNFs, won 5 races. These guys had 5, 6. Alan Kwiecki had 11 DNFs, just ridiculous. Rusty Wallace had 11 DNFs. So I mean, it's all about not getting those DNFs. It's huge with this point system. Let's see what other thing was I looking? Oh yeah, the 3 DNFs on average. Yeah, so I was pretty lucky to finish in 4th, just not having any player breakdowns. Even just 1 or 2 player breakdowns would have put me back quite a bit. All right, the real race. This is the best race in the history of NASCAR. The 92 Hooters 500. There were so many stories in this race, like, Richard Petty's last race. It was Jeff Gordon's first race. You had the championship battle. My man Jimmy Spencer was getting top 5s in like every race to end the season. He got 4th here. And I actually saw his interview with Dale Jr. on Dale Jr. Download. And he said that his car was good enough, he could have spoiled the race by going up and winning it. But the only reason he didn't was because he was too out of shape. And so he kind of was like, wanted to get in shape after that. I don't know if he ever did, to be honest with you. But so he got 4th, even though he says he could have won. There were 6 cars on the lead lap. Let's see. This race was just fantastic. I mean, it's the best race of the 90s, best NASCAR race in history. So going in, there was 6 drivers eligible to win. So here's the thing, like, I remember watching this. I started watching NASCAR in '96, so I kind of learned about this race and this season after the fact by like reading magazines and stuff, because we didn't like have Wikipedia and stuff back then. And I'm sure that Alan Kwiecki and Paul Andrews probably sat down and just meticulously went over all the possible scenarios when it came to the points battle. And so he knew he had a 10-point lead going into this last race. And so if something were to happen to Davey Allison, he knew it was going to be between him and Elliott. And so everyone always said back then how Alan Kwiecki knew exactly how many laps he needed to lead in order to get the 5 bonus points, and that's what won him the championship. I've seen lately in some videos and stuff and like stuff online that people are saying that that what really happened was that Terry Labonte led this lap on lap 315. And because he led that lap and not Bill Elliott, that's what cost Bill Elliott the championship. And that's not really true. So Alan Kulwicki knew that he didn't have to lead the most laps. He had to at least tie Bill Elliott in most laps led. And so I'm sure in this run from lap 210 to 310, him and Paul Andrews knew, like, okay, we've got to lead every lap till lap 310. If we lead every lap till lap 310, then we can finish second, and at that point it doesn't matter what Bill Elliott does. Because even if Bill Elliott had led this lap on lap 315, then they would have tied for most laps led. They both would have had 103 laps. And the rule was if you tie for most laps led, then you both get the 5 bonus points. And so they would have both gotten the 5 bonus points. Alan Kulwicki still would have finished second and still would have won the championship by 5 points instead of 10. Because Bill Elliott didn't lead that lap, Alan Kulwicki won the championship by 10 points. So really, this lap that Terry Labonte led was irrelevant at that point. What Bill Elliott had to do was they had to, and I imagine they did, but they had to get on the radio with him and tell him in this run from 210 to 310, hey, you have to pass Alan Kulwicki. Like, you have to get in front of him. If you let him lead to lap 310, then we're going to lose the championship. And I don't know if Bill Elliott really knew that in the car, or I don't know if the 11 team was really focused on that. I almost get the impression that they were just kind of old school, being like, hey, as long as we win the race, then we got a shot at it. But Alan Kulwicki he was like an engineer, so he was like playing like 3D chess, knowing that he had to lead the exact number of laps in order to tie Bill Elliott in most laps led. And he did that. He hit lap 310. He knew at that point it doesn't matter what Bill Elliott does after this, whether he leads 5 laps or 15 laps or 1 lap. Doesn't matter. At that point, he knew that he had 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. He could finish second, and Bill Elliott could still go and lead every lap. He would get 5 bonus points. Bill Elliott could win. Alan Kulwicki would still win the championship. So the fact that Terry Labonte led this lap it's totally irrelevant. It's only the difference between Alan Kulwicki winning the championship by 5 points or winning the championship by 10 points. And I've heard two people saying that Tim Brewer was fired on the spot because of that mistake of letting Terry Labonte lead that lap, and that being what cost him the championship. If that's true, then Junior Johnson didn't really understand the situation either, because that lap that Terry led didn't really matter. They had already lost it at that point. The lap that mattered was lap 310. Bill Elliott had to get the lead by 310, and he didn't. And it looked like he could have put much more pressure on Kulwicki, but he seemed like, I don't know, it looked like they were kind of just comfortable riding there in second, thinking, okay, what do we got to do to win the race? And they ended up letting Alan Kulwicki lead all those laps, and so at that point it was over. Anyway, it's the best race of all time. If anyone's watching this and hasn't seen it, you need to go watch it. It's fantastic. It's absolutely incredible. NASCAR at its best, without a doubt. By the way, one other thing. Terry Labonte had extra fuel than Bill Elliott and Alan Kulwicki on that last run. So Bill Elliott and Alan Kulwicki pit on between 243 and 249 under this caution period. Terry Labonte came in under this caution period and topped off the tank. So Terry Labonte had 4 laps under green, more gas than Bill Elliott and Alan Kulwicki, and a couple of caution laps, more gas than Bill Elliott and Alan Kulwicki. So Terry Labonte, and according to Dr. Jerry Punch, Terry Labonte's team was thinking of trying to go the whole way, this whole 70 laps, to get the win. So I don't know. I mean, maybe Bill Elliott he had to pit. He was running out. And Terry Labonte, since he had topped off on this caution, had a little extra gas that he could lead a lap there. Just my opinion, but I think that during these cautions, so right in this caution that took Davey out, there was a point where they were trying to figure out if Alan Kulwicki and Billy were going to pit. And I think Alan Kulwicki and Paul Andrews were like, no, like, let's not pit because if, their first gear was out. So if they pit under that caution, Bill Elliott would have come off pit road first, and then they wouldn't have been leading laps. And they knew they had to be leading laps. So coming in and pitting would have lost them the championship. So to me, I mean, that's why Alan Kulwicki is my favorite driver ever. The dude was brilliant. He was really intelligent, and he was looking at strategy like from completely different angles that I think in '92 NASCAR teams just weren't really looking at. And so he knew what he needed to do, and he executed it like flawlessly, and that's what got him the championship. That's why I love Alan Kulwicki. All right. Anyway, one other thing. Let's look at this. Here's all my finishes. Yeah, Daytona 500 was a disaster. Rockingham was okay. That Richmond, that was my first top 10. I felt pretty good about that one. At Morgan Shepherd wrecked me at Atlanta. Getting that third at Darlington, that was huge. Because I thought that was going to be a DNF race for sure. But somehow I stayed in it the whole race, survived, and ended up third. So at that point I knew like, okay, maybe I can actually like make a go of this. Because to that point, I mean, my finishes weren't looking that great. 16th at Bristol, 14th at North Wilkesboro. That Martinsville race was a fluke. Talladega, all the restrictor plate races were kind of like weird. Charlotte, yeah, Dover I got third. I won at Daytona, won at Talladega. These Pocono races were a couple of my favorite races of the season, especially this second one. This is one I really wish I could have back because I was doing really well, and then I sped on pit road like an idiot. I just wasn't paying attention. I sped on pit road, and it pretty much ruined the race for me. Watkins Glen, Michigan, this was a tough race. It went caution free, and I just had the AI set too high. This win at Bristol, that was probably my favorite race of the season. And then I just like turned it on here at the end. I got second at Richmond, fourth at Dover, second at Martinsville, ninth at Charlotte, eighth at Rockingham, eighth at Phoenix, and third at Atlanta. And let's move my big head. So my average qualifying spot was 21st, and my average finish was 12th. And these four races, I didn't have any wrecks in these four. This Wilkesboro race kind of turned into a mess. I had like one incident in this Martinsville race, but then this Richmond and Dover were clean races, so just keeping the car out of trouble, I mean, got me these top tens, and that's what kept me in fourth place in points. All right, last thing, in case, I mean, I doubt anyone's watching this, but I just want to say thank you to the people who are this modding community who made it so that I could like relive the 92 season. Dr. Noise Paints. This car set is the best car set I've ever seen for any of these Papyrus sims. It's 100% accurate. I mean, or as close as you can get. And the even has like the Gillette halfway challenge on a contingency sponsor, which was awesome. So thank you, Dr. Noise Paints. The tracks, thank you, Project Short Track, Thunder 98, and APT. APT did this Atlanta track that I just ran. Dakota Sim Racing for this mod. This mod is incredible. I hadn't played these games for a long time, so seeing these mods is really awesome. Nratings didn't exist when I used to play this, so that's a really cool program. And I always use the MasGrafx formula. Race Points Manager to keep track of all the points, and all the other mods and stuff that I've used, like I think it's called the 8 gigabyte EXE mod or the 4 gigabyte EXE mod, where it just makes the game run faster so it doesn't stutter. Just all of this stuff is just incredible. And then last thing, in this video I posted, kind of an intro to the channel, my first comment was this guy who said, "May you achieve what you came here for." I think I can say that I've done that because I wanted to do a full 100% Winston Cup season from 92, and I wanted to have it on YouTube so that I could watch it, and if anyone else wanted to watch it, they could watch it too. I think I've achieved what I came here for, but I've got a lot more racing that I want to do. So I'm going to do another season, probably start it up within the next couple weeks. And I always have a whole bunch of historical race reenactments I want to do. And I also want to get to some other old school papyrus sims that I still just haven't gotten to, even though I've been wanting to do it for the last like 7 months. So, so I'm glad to finish this season, but there's always more racing to do. All right, that's all I got. If anyone watches this, thank you so much. Thanks for all the views and the comments and everything. It's really awesome. I really appreciate it. That's it for this season.